Hi everyone, Mama Jane here. It's been a little while, I'm really sorry. I've been a little bit busy with life at the moment, but we're here for the second edition of Question Time with Mama Jane. Question 1, comic book store etiquette. Is there an unwritten rule or is it just common sense? This question comes from Caleb the camera guy because I yelled at him last time he came with me to the comic book store.
I said I was sorry.
Comic book store etiquette is mostly common sense that you would use when you go into any business, but there are 3 main rules you probably should follow when shopping. 1, don't be a jerk. Don't be that person that thinks they know better or know more than everyone else. Nobody wants to be around that person. Number 2, don't read the books and put them back on the shelf. By all means, flick through them, have a look at the art, that's great. But if you read a book in its entirety and put it back on the shelf, that's pretty darn rude. And if you ever do that with a local comic, you are the worst kind of person that there is. And 3, try not to bend the books. Us comic book people, we can be a little bit over the top in how we like to keep our books. So try not to bend them and put them back on the shelf. It's really a big no-no. Question 2, what is your favourite crossover title? I think my favourite crossover title would have to be Archie vs. Predator. It's got all of the good, wholesome fun and characters of an old school Archie comic and all the bloodshed and violence and ridiculousness of a Predator movie. And you're reading it and the whole time you're looking at it just going, what is going on? This is so bizarre. It's a really good read. It's a lot of fun. Question 3. In your mind, who is the biggest pioneer in the comic industry? Wow. Okay. This question is almost impossible to answer because it really depends what part of the industry you're talking about. For example, if you're talking about the industry as a whole, you're probably looking at someone like Jack Kirby. Whereas if you're talking about things like the representation of women in comics, you're probably talking more about someone like Gail Simone. So it's really hard to pinpoint one particular person that's made such a massive difference. Question 4. What comics, books, albums or other are you most looking forward to coming out in the near future? I think one of the things I'm most looking forward to coming out is The Winds of Winter, which is from the Song of Ice and Fire series.
Ice and Fire? Oh my god, I love that band.
Please, just stop. First off, that's Earth, Wind and Fire, and The Song of Ice and Fire are the books that the show Game of Thrones is based off.
Oh.
Something I'm a little bit more hopeful about rather than looking forward to is the return of Rat Queens. Rat Queens is one of my favourite series and it's recently gone on hiatus as the creative team has just been plagued with personal problems. And I'm really hoping that the series not only comes back but returns to the quality that it was in the first and second arc. It's gone from a really fun comic to something that's just a little bit meh. So I'm really hoping that that'll return and in good quality again. Question 5. What is the first horrible, and I mean horrible, comic you've ever read? I've got a few dishonourable mentions for this category, one being a comic I recently purchased from Kickstarter called Death Gift, which I really did not like. I actually reviewed it on my blog. It was possibly the first thing I was ever actually annoyed I spent money on. And another dishonourable mention to The Crow Midnight Legends Dead Time Volume 1. It was just kind of boring. But I think the worst thing that I ever got, the first thing that I ever read that I thought, wow, this is really bad, was given to me as a gift. It was Fairy Tale Zombies, and I love fairy tales and I love zombies, so really it seems like it would be the perfect fit for me. But it was just a confusing mess. It was about Alice from Wonderland, but now she's an old woman and she's in a mental institution, but the Mad Hatter brings her back to Wonderland and makes her young again, of course, to fight the Red Queen who's taken over and turned everyone into zombies, and somehow Alice's granddaughter gets pulled into it, and it wanted to be manga. It tried really hard to be manga. It just didn't get there. I actually reviewed this one on my blog a while back, and I gave it half a point out of 5, so that's the lowest score I've ever given. That's how much I disliked it. So there it is, you guys. Another question time with Mama Jane finished. Remember, if you've got a question you want to ask me about absolutely anything, you can Facebook me, you can tweet me, you can email me, you can even Instagram me a question if you want to. Hopefully, if life doesn't get too busy, I'll be back sooner rather than later. I'll see you guys then. Bye.